Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin Cash. Just want to focus here on the shorter time frame because this is the sideways consolidation that we talked about yesterday. I think it was the right decision. We made a small change to the wave count yesterday just to indicate that this is most likely already the larger degree fourth wave in this advance here, with one more high to come. Condition is that $182, that level is holding, because below that level I can't really see this as a correction anymore. I cannot see this as a wave 4 anymore. It would typically not break below the 50% retracement. So that's why the 182 level is sort of the limit for this wave 4. Now, we've got a situation in which this is likely going to play out as an ABC structure, as it seems. The development here is still corrective. You can see we have a clear three-wave structure, and it should, in an ideal world, move lower. Now, I cannot rule out that a low is already in. However, this is not the primary expectation. So you need to understand that generally the expectation at the moment is one more high. We're now in a correction. Corrections can be shallow. Therefore, I always like the idea of scaling in from a tactical point of view. However, this is obviously now I mean, this has moved up way more than, you know, I just want to indicate it has moved up so much that it doesn't really give you great reward to risk at the moment, okay? So I just want to highlight that, but that should be clear. The idea is that this can still move higher because the movements to the downside are corrective, yeah? What is corrective? Corrective just means you have a lot of overlapping price action. It's slow, yeah, it's choppy, and you have just a lot of overlapping waves. And you cannot count this clearly not as impulse to the downside. So what we need to see as a first indication that a downtrend is starting, I mean an overall downtrend, this is of course a short-term downtrend, but an overall downtrend hasn't started yet, most likely not, because we cannot see it in the price structure at this stage. So it's still set for higher, I think. There is of course pretty obvious support at $270 here, this swing low. Actually 267, the swing low of the 2nd of July, the Sunday swing low. Until we hold that, or as long as we hold that, price could technically move higher already. And the reason is that we have already a corrective cycle complete. You can see that this is a corrective move down complete. Now, in terms of retracements, it hasn't really done enough to highlight, okay, you know, we have bottomed. So therefore, I still primarily expect lower until price proves that it's going up by breaking above $331. Yeah. Again, if I would label that as a wave 4, it's not invalid or anything, but obviously we don't really see it as likely because it would be too shallow for a wave 4. It would be too shallow. Now, we shouldn't ignore it though, yeah, because this could be a small impulse in the wave 2 to the downside, basically a small 1-2 setup in wave 5. But I mean, but if this is a tiny wave 1, which it could be because it looks at least impulsive compared to the movement to the downside here, we can add a small support area here just to give you an idea. And it has now reached the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement, okay? So that obviously gives us a small long trade setup here, because price had a support area here, pretty obvious bounce from that level at $267, pretty obvious bounce, and it has since then pulled back quite correctively. So this might be a small 1-2 setup, and against that $276 level, I mean, this is the 78.6 retracement of that small move to the upside. So reward is pretty high compared to the risk on this smaller time frame. You know, I'm just highlighting this could be a setup. This could be a small 1-2. However, on those smaller time frames, Elliott waves, especially with an altcoin, they aren't really reliable. But still, you know, the 78.6 retracement is one of the most relevant Fib levels. It moved up possibly impulsively, came down in a correction. There you go. If it fails, if it breaks below 276, if we have a sustained break below that level, then it would indeed indicate that we go down lower and will probably reach this orange support area. Then we have support at 249, 210, 182. And yeah, I think one more high is sort of needed. I think it needs one more high to complete this cycle and structure. The question is just, do we go up from here? Then it should literally turn around now. If we go a little lower, that is currently what is expected, then we should have support at 249, 210, and 182. Even though 182 would be quite a deep retracement that I'm not necessarily looking for. But what it means is, if price breaks below 182, then I think it doesn't really have much more upside potential available, because it didn't complete an impulsive cycle to the upside, and we would have to assume that it only topped here on the 30th of June in a corrective move, okay, and will make possibly new lows. But yeah, this is sort of at the moment a possible turning point here. How much is going to happen today on a day like that where the US stock market is closed? I don't know. Yeah, and that's also one more thing where I think, okay, we haven't seen any significant reaction here. So idea is that we go down low and that we have actually an A wave down, a B wave up, and this is a C wave down, which should, in my opinion, at least reach 249. We'll see. But one more high generally is expected. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin Cash. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.